All right, excellent. I will be putting the microphone down, I think, because it's not working properly. 最理想是，如果你旁边可以坐一个人，因为等一下我们会有一些说话的机会。Isn't that cool? 哇，我也要说话吗？对，你也要说话，这不是只有填鸭而已。基本上90%是填鸭式的，但是还是会有一点点的。Yeah, you guys speaking. All right, let's begin. So, good to meet you, everybody. I'm Brett. On my fan page, I called Lin Shi 老师, so I don't know, probably never heard of me. Anyway, I've been teaching the TOEFL for many, many years, like over 10 years. Now I teach SAT. 有听过吗 SAT? 有。SAT is fun. It's more difficult than TOEFL, but yeah, so I like it. Anyway, 作为一个补教界的老师，我最怕听到是什么话？你们猜呢？学生会常常问我问题，尤其是有粉专之后，很多学生一直私讯我，然后问我问题。我最不喜欢听到的话是什么？第一个是速成，老师有没有速成？我不喜欢这个，你们猜为什么呢？ Okay, you can tell me in a minute. Also, 命中，尤其是托福基本上你多研究托福，你会发现其实很多补习班在讲命中。Yep, I don't like this. Also, 只要就可以所以我只要搞懂这个逻辑，那我就可以拿高分吗？还有一个，我常看 PTT。有时候看到10战破百，还是11战破百之类的，超可怕的。Now, so what's so bad about these? 基本上语言是没有速成的。Yeah, I know that. 我知道你们并不想听到这个，其实语言是没有速成的。Yeah, sorry. Also, 如果你真的命中，这个真的对你好吗？我知道你们在台湾，你会觉得哇。命中超赞的，我就会很轻松的考上大学，赞。但是这个有问题，对不对？是什么问题呢？可能会被退学啊。如果你的英文真的太差的话，很容易被退学，也可能会你到那边听不懂教授讲的话。我知道台湾的文化跟我自己的文化有点不一样。你们知道我是哪一国人吗？猜得出来吗 ？What do you think?Yeah, huh? England. Wow. 英国 maybe. What do you think? Taiwan? No. 我知道我长得跟你们很像，但是我并不是台湾人。加拿大。Okay. Canada? Yeah, what do you think? America. Wow, America. Wow, Germany. 德国。哇，这是英文不是我的母语，英文是我的母语，对，somebody was New Zealand 很接近，非常接近 ，Yeah, Australia, that's right， 我是澳洲人，我的文化有一些不一样，我知道台湾人很喜欢速成，在我们的骨子里，我们每个人都喜欢速成，但是其实我来台湾的时候也买一本书，Learn Chinese.In 3 months， 很可笑有够蠢。但是当然我学中文，我下了很多年的功夫。So languages, there's no 速成 like it does not exist. Yeah, and also when you get over there, you have to understand the professor, right? So 基本上你是要听得懂。Yeah, all right. Now 只要。很多学生就可能，因为我很常说你要练抄写，你一定要弄懂英文的逻辑，这个对你的阅读、对你的听力、对你考试都很有帮助。就算是考试以外的，进入大学，你懂我们的逻辑，那你就比较吃香。所以很多学生会说所以我弄懂英文逻辑就可以拿高分哦。当然没有那么简单 ，OK。人生没有这么简单 ，OK， 考试也没有那么简单 ，OK，Now what about this one？ 真的很浪费钱，我知道很多学生会说他们有点抱持 哇塞，侥幸的心态，哇，说不定我再考一次就会考高分哦。基本上你是要练到那个实力你再去考，这个比较有保障。因为如果你有托福满分是，你知道吗？满分多少？120。120，对，托福满分120。如果你现在有90的实力，你不一定会考90，你可能会考80，因为你现在有90的实力，但是你不太可能考95，这是几乎不可能的事情。你只有90的实力，那这大概是你的很像屋顶，这是你的天花板 ，like you 无法超越90。OK， so 基本上你要把你的实力练到那个分数，然后再学一些技巧，再去考，这是比较有保障。但是我常常看到一些学生，他们基本上他们就有大概60的实力他们想破100，他们常常会看到一些实例 ，like you know，速成的 stories，you know，like on PTT， 哇，小鲁英文本质很差，但是我3周就冲100。然后你看他们的背景，他们什么 what's that like 学测数级，something like that。我说，你的英文有这么弱吗？你考满分有这么弱吗 ？OK， 所以基本上这种实力代表什么？如果你真的有办法速成，这个只代表你的英文程度已经到了，然后你纯粹是要练技巧，才有办法在很短的时间内冲100分，因为你已经有100分的实力，才可能在3周内冲100分。如果你真的只有80分的实力，你不可能冲100分，这是人做不到的事情。Okay, so don't believe everything you see on PTT or from schools. 因为我之前待过很多补习班，我教托福在至少差不多15到20间的补习班。然后我之前在南洋街，你知道吗？就南洋街那边当一个名师，这种托福名师，然后他们会用很多噱头，不能说都是骗人的，但是基本上他们会用很多方式想让你来上课，对不对？所以他们不可能跟你说实话，不可能跟你说其实你要下功夫。他们说很轻松老师帮你们都做好准备你只要听老师的话，你就会高分基本上没有这么简单。So also we have同学，这个我也遇到一些问题不是问题，一些实例，就是我的学生，他的同学就跟他说，其实我没有准备我根本就是裸考，然后我裸考110，然后你会觉得哇，他可以裸考110，那我为什么不行？我也当然可以但是说不定他就是那种骗人的，他其实他下很多功夫，然后但是他不想跟你说，因为他想装一副很聪明的样子，让你崇拜他。哇，你好神像我一个学生，他是16岁，但是他是国际生，所以他在康桥他非常非常厉害，他的英文程度跟母语人士没两样他一天到晚都看英文小说，然后他去考，他一副没有准备过的样子，所以大家就觉得他是裸考，然后他考118，118很高这个比一般的教界的老师还要高，他才16岁其实他私底下跟我说，他说其实我练10个完整的考试，所以连他还要练，所以基本上你要考高分是真的要练的。Alright, anyway, so let's what is the TOEFL? It's a test of your ability to use English. 这个重点是应用，不是懂。我知道你们这一辈的都应该很清楚这个。像以前的托福都是，你会不会文法？很像多益，有人考过多益吗 ？Yeah, who has TOEIC? Oh yeah, so you know TOEIC. 你会这个文法吗？所以像多益有秒杀， 就有时候你看到这个文法就是哇，可以立刻解题，很容易。因为多益很多是考懂不懂，不是会不会，会不会是不一样的。所以基本上会不会是你真的会用吗？这是托福考的东西。Okay, so it's can you use English? You know, like for reading, can you really read and understand? Yeah, 不是你只会找这个关键字，没有那么简单。Okay, so 基本上托福的整个流程是差不多4个小时。Now, what do you need to do? 那你要怎么准备呢？基本上有一个网站考满分，你当然知道哈。Yeah, 考满分。Who has heard of 考满分 ？Okay. All right. This is a great thing. 虽然我是无神论者，但是如果相信神，我会觉得他就是赐给我们考满分，因为他这么棒。我没有夸张，基本上考满分是合法的，它是跟 ETS 就是写托福考试的机构，它是跟他们合作，所以它上面的题目一来都是 ETS 出的，所以全部都是考古题，很宝贵，而且非常多。然后二来是合法的，很不可思议。Yeah, so this is a very good resource. 我这个上面有第一页 ，Yeah， 我这有写 tips. Practice something every day on 考满分 ，and I have a thing here 网站。Okay, this is very good. Also, you should learn vocabulary from reading. 基本上你的智慧应该来自于托福阅读。OK， 你不要浪费时间看什么托福单字书，除非你是一个奇葩，你看单字书是没有帮助的，就会浪费时间。一来是那个就根本没有上下文，所以你看你就会觉得哦好，我知道有这个单字，就这样子，然后过了5分钟就已经忘记了。OK， 很没有用，报酬率太低。但是你看阅读文章有常考的单字，而且有上下文，所以你就比较看得懂它的用法，或是它的考法。有时候是它的题目有一句话，然后它文章里有换句话说的，就是一个改写的，然后他们常常用差不多的改写模式，所以你记住这些改写，或者记住文章常出现的单字，这是最快的背单词方法。Okay, so you need to do this. All right. Don't hope for shortcuts. 不要太想找捷径。有没有秒杀秒杀真的不多。OK， 托福教了很多年。我认识很多老师、中师、外师，很多说秒杀，但是我真的看他们的所谓的秒杀，其实也没有几个。It's kind of not real. Now, 这个才是一个真正的很好用的一个方式，就是删去法。只要是阅读或听力，你绝对每一个题目要用删去法，这是一个逻辑的训练。因为你删去法并不是说，第12题我不知道，只能猜。那我觉得好像 A 跟 B 是不对劲的嘛，那我就删掉。删去法是说 A 有哪里不对，你要找到它哪里不对，你只要找到一点点理由，好像它这个单字它写 only， 但是文章里它没有写 only， 它没有那么强。Okay, it's like sometimes， 那这是完全不一样的事情，所以你可以把它划掉，你留下的那个答案就是正解，这才是真正的删去法。This is the way you need to think about the TOEFL. Yeah, 这是逻辑，英文的逻辑。All right, now on test day, some of these things are pretty useful. Bring some food. 这考试有够长的，哇，是9点开始，然后会考到大概12点半到1点，然后中间会有10分钟的休息时间。看你的体质，你的血糖可能会降低， 你需要吃点东西 ，OK， 这样子你休息完毕，你会去考口说 ，OK， 所以不建议糖，因为我有一次我吃糖的东西，让我进来要考口说，我的喉咙有点卡，说太多糖 ，OK， 所以糖不建议。那咖啡因的东西，基本上如果你很常喝咖啡，那你考试当天喝咖啡是没问题的。如果你不常喝咖啡，你不要想说，那我就做个实验嘛，当天我就喝些咖啡，因为你可能会拉肚子，也可能会心跳有点太快了。Okay, so what else? English brain 什么意思？应该知道吧？英文脑、中文脑，对不对？Yeah, so 平常你处于中文脑，是用中文去思考。你到了考试还是中文脑，但是他们开始计时，这个时间很宝贵，所以我建议他们前面有一些时间你是可以阅读他们的说明应该很熟悉他们的说明，到时候应该知道是什么意思。所以你不需要为了了解去读那个说明，但是为了转换到你的英文脑，你还是要看那个说明。你会有至少5分钟的时间，你可以阅读他们的说明这样子你的脑会慢慢的开始用英文思考。你真的开始，那你就不需要浪费时间。Okay, so this is a very, very valuable tip. Make sure you remember this. Alright, the other thing is the paper. 他们会给你一些废纸，会给你3张，空白纸。基本上你把2张用完之后，你举个手跟他们要纸。如果你等你3张用完举手，他们说不定没有时间来理你。你在那边我需要做笔记，我没有纸，赶快给我纸。但是他在忙别的事情，或是在滑手机他们很会滑手机的。Yeah, so make sure you get paper when you 用掉2张纸。Alright, because 笔记 is very important on the TOEFL. Alright, this is what 考满分 looks like. It's not really important, but 他们非常多资源，真的超级多。你看懂简体字就可以了，应该很简单吧？你们这一辈的大家都看懂吧？对不对？简体字 ，Yeah, of course. 像我之前看漫画，我都会看那个简体字的版本。Anyway, let's have a look at the reading section. So, as we can see, in the middle of the page it says reading 60 to 80 minutes. Alright, this is what the 界面 looks like. Okay, so we see on the left side, 左边是题目，右边是文章。Okay, it's always like that. And the cool thing about TOEFL, this is what I love about TOEFL, is they give you a arrow and they show you where to look. 很棒耶，因为我也教雅思，雅思是另外一个考试他们完全不会跟你说要看哪里都会乱去，所以那些题目你就这个题目在哪里，你要自己找。但是托福时候会跟你说，这是在第1段、第2段之类的，是很有帮助的。Alright, for each section, 托福总分是120满分。Yeah, so for speaking, reading, listening, writing, the top score is 30. Yeah, okay, so 阅读满分是30分。Yeah, 30 points. And there are about 14 questions. Yeah, 每一篇总共有3篇。他们有一个叫做加试，有听过吗？加试就是他们可能会给你多1篇阅读。Yeah, so you go, you take the test. 算分数的就有3篇，但是你可能需要做4篇。OK， 那其中1篇不算分数的，因为他们在把你当做白老鼠，就你付钱，然后你也当白老鼠，真的很聪明。如果你要走上，你要学 ETS， 因为他们超聪明的，你付钱把你当他们的白老鼠。因为你看一般的人做实验，他们要付钱给你，你可以当我的白老鼠吗？给你钱， 但是 ETS 不是啊，你给我钱，你就是我的白老鼠。第一，加试不算分数，但是你并不知道是哪一篇，所以还是每一篇你还是要很认真的去做。Anyway， 每一篇是差不多14题，20分钟，所以每一题是差不多80秒平均。这个包含阅读的部分。Alright, so the basic approach to reading, there are many different approaches. 基本上你要自己做实验，用很多不同的方式，去一直实验，看哪一种方式比较适合你，因为每个人不一样。所以before the questions, you can do this， 这是其中一个方式。你可以去看有没有办法抓重点，就是它的主旨是什么。So if this is like a reading an article， 有好几段 ，OK， 那我们要看什么？基本上第一段都是 introduction。托福的话，这个 introduction 是非常重要的。OK，so 如果你真的要看题目前先阅读一些，那一定要看第一段。然后其他的段落的第一行或是第一句，都是可以考虑要不要看。因为通常托福还蛮直白，他们的第一句通常都是我们的每个段落的主题句。OK， 不是每一个考试都这么直接。OK， 托福很直接，但是我们的最后一段，按照逻辑，这个应该是一个 conclusion， 但是它并不是。托福的考法，它就是把很长的一篇就抓个差不多700-800个单字出来，所以它完全没有结尾，它就是很突兀的结束。OK， 所以最后一段并没有很重要。Now, another thing you can do is 基本上introduction 的第一句跟最后一句是最主要的部分，所以有时候那个 introduction 的 paragraph 就非常长，你不可能全部看完，所以你可以试着看第一句跟最后一句。Alright, now 我自己呢，你觉得我是怎么阅读的？其实我是全部从头到尾看，但是我这样子看，我花个差不多2分钟，所以我2分钟就可以把全部看完吸收。对我来说，这是一个好玩的事情，这是我个人的偏好。我最讨厌做完一篇，然后有一点没有看到的部分，然后就会好奇，那好像我少了一点什么，有点不满意、不满足，所以我会先看完。对我自己的了解，这是很有帮助的。OK， 一般的学生跟我不一样，所以通常我都会建议你不要看，完全不要看，直接去答题。所以对大部分人来说，托福不看题目是最快的方式，因为他们会跟你说你要看哪里。OK，so 做实验 ，OK 是完全不看，是全部看，是看主题句，做不同的实验一直到你找到你自己最适合你自己的方式。Alright, so for the TOEFL reading, page 1 right down the bottom we see there are 10 question types. 有10个题型。I'm not going to talk about them all, because that would take a very long time. Okay, so let's go to the next page. 我翻到第2页。那我会稍微解释一下一个，就是大家觉得最头痛的题型。Okay, so it's the most difficult question type, and it's called prose summary. We'll see what it is. 通常就有一道题目，就是每一篇的最后一题，就是这个。Yeah, this is what it looks like. 所以基本上我们下面有6个答案，你要把它签上去，就 like drag up there. You've done this before? Is it easy? It's pretty hard. Yeah, 这是一般人觉得最头痛的题型。Okay, so let's这是6选3，基本上它6选3。然后分数是怎么算的？就是你对3题，你全对，你有2分，不错不错哦。你对2题你得1分，你只有对1题或是没有，那就不算分数的。 那有几个重点，这是解题的方式。第一 ，select major ideas。如果你发现，B 选项不像一个很大的点，那它应该不是答案。Okay, so you want big ideas, not little ideas. Alright? 如果太细节的话，它不是正解。Alright? Now, the other thing is eliminate, 删掉 eliminate ideas that contradict the passage. 如果这个答案是跟文章背道而驰，那不要选它。Okay? Now, order doesn't matter. 这个蛮重要的，它看起来像不重要哦，可以乱去。就是你在把它拉过去的时候，你会心里不安。Okay, like this. 这个旁边我写1、2、3、4、5、6，对不对？但是正式考试这个没有数字，所以你不知道，这是2吗？还是这个才是2？不知道你不知道，你多多少少你会觉得有点害怕。但是如果你懂，只要你拉的答案是对的，你拉到哪里不重要，还是算分的。Okay, so it doesn't matter if you take like if 如果第一是 number 1， 但是你不小心拉到2，还是可以，没问题。Okay, don't worry about this. Yeah, that's not important. Right, so 解题的第一步骤就是我们要分析他们给我们最上面的这一句话。Okay, so let's have a look at it. Let's actually look at it. So we see it says this passage discusses fundamental differences. Okay, so fundamental 就是根本的不同 between applied art objects and fine art objects. We're looking at differences between two things. Alright, so applied art 是 okay, so we have like cups, bowls, bags, chairs, tables. 基本上文章是会解释这些是什么。Okay, so 我们这边的 applied art 就很像木匠、铁匠、木工这种东西。Okay, so this is like applied art, and the other one is we have fine art. Fine 就很像美术、美劳 this kind of meaning, right? So let's have a look at each one, and remember, we need to think. We need big ideas. Yeah, 我们要选大点，不是一个小细节。Okay, so what does the first one say? So we see applied art objects fulfill functions. So applied art objects functions. Don't rely on memory. 如果你发现你常常会打错，可能是你是想依赖你的记忆。你看过了，或者是感觉像是对的，不错。OK， 通常 ETS 他们很会骗人，很会让你觉得这个感觉是对的，因为我们的记性是有缺陷的。我也是，我刚开始也是觉得还蛮自负，这个我记得很清楚，但是是错的，为什么错？因为记性是有缺陷的。OK， now if you have time， 你不一定有时间，但是有时间的话，那你要看文章 ，OK， and find the answer. Yeah, if you have time. Anyway, so what do we have in paragraph 1? It says applied arts, 对不对？ blah 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 must be functional. 所以我们看到这个 function， 对不对？这边有 function， 这个前面的部分是符合。Okay, so this looks good. 但是通常我们这种题目，他们有前面跟后面，两个都要符合。OK， 所以很多学生会看到，前半段好像正确，好，它就是对的，然后结果是错的，因为他们是前半段是对的，后半段是错的，有没有 ？Yeah. Always, exactly, always. This happens all the time. It used to happen to me too. Because people are lazy. Yeah, 这是什么惰性吗？ Like, humans are lazy. Yeah, I'm lazy, you're lazy, everybody's lazy. If we can be lazy, we are lazy. And ETS knows that. They're pretty smart. Alright, so we make ourselves check. Alright, so we look at the next part. It says containing or sheltering. And here we see containers, shelters. And here we have and, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so 我们这边出现 and because. 所以 and 就代表这两个一定要符合，不然就是错的。So we see similar characteristics. Similar, yeah? 相同的特征。Okay, because 因为这一定很重要。Because they are constrained by their purpose. Okay, let's have a look. Here it says, in the 文章里, it says, bound by the laws of physics. Remember, learn vocab from reading. Okay, 我们这里很赞，非常棒的换句话说法。So these kind of words. Here we have constrained by. Does anybody know what that means? Constrained? Yeah, 限制. That's right, constrained by. Okay? So, and here in the 文章里, it says bound by. Or bound, just a bind. B-I-N-D. Yeah, so these are the same. Constrained by, just bound by 的改写. Okay? Which means it's something like 受什么的约束. Something like that. Okay? 所以你在阅读的时候，你不要浪费这个机会。这是背单字的机会，你不要一直拼命做题目，这是浪费时间。你做题目，做一篇文章之后，你去检讨，检讨的时候是要开始看，有没有感觉像很常出现的改写，或是很常出现的单字？因为这种单字，如果你已经觉得很常出现，它就是考点，就是重点。All right? So this whole thing is the main idea. So 我们会把它保留下来。We'll keep it. Yeah, it looks good. Let's keep it. Okay, what about number 2? So we have blah blah blah. We see Shang Dynasty. What's that? 上朝. Vases are different from Inca. 印加 vases. That looks so specific, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a detail. Okay, so. But still, 我们还是先回到文章里再看一下。Okay, so in the passage, it says, however, not all functional objects are exactly alike. 所以这个感觉是一个点。And then here it says, that's why we recognize blah blah blah, a Shang Dynasty vase, and an Inca vase. 那这个算什么？ It's an example. Examples are not the answer. Okay, so examples, we can pretty much believe they're details and eliminate them. Alright? 但是我先跟你说一下，这个题型有时候你会误判，你会觉得这感觉像一个细节，但是其实它不是一个细节，是你误判。Okay, 所以你的想法要是姑且把它划掉，它应该不是。但这边要100%很确定，我知道它不是，因为之后你发现，我只剩下2个，那第3个呢，好像没有。Alright, so just think it's probably not the answer. Okay, but it's possible that you're wrong. Alright, now number 3, what do we have? So fine art objects. Fine art objects. 我们第一题就是 applied art objects. 我们这里是 fine art objects. 而他们给我们的第一句话就是objects, 对不对？所以这个感觉已经很不错。So they say are not functional. All right. And we look in our paragraph. It says fine art objects not functional. 所以前半段符合 Okay? And then we see down here, it says they are limited only by the properties of the materials used. Limited. Okay? And we look in our paragraph, they are only limited. Yeah? In terms of, 就是 by. 自己可以写下来 in terms of 的改写就是 by. Yeah? by. So it says they are only limited in terms of the material used. Alright, well, material used. Yep. And in the question we see so, and in the passage we see because. Okay, everything here is the same. It's a main idea, so we'll keep it. All right, let's have a look at number 4. So here we see Renaissance sculptors. 我看到这已经不喜欢。为什么不喜欢 ？Sculptors 关他们什么事？一来 Renaissance 文艺复兴 ，Who cares？ And 我看这个他们给我的这句话，他们讲的是 objects， 不是 sculptors。sculptors 是人，对不对？这是不一样的东西。所以第一个感觉就是这是错的。Okay, and we hear something about iron braces. So again, it looks specific. It looks like a detail. All right, 但是有时间的话，那你还是看一下。Okay, so we see in the paragraph they say, for example, blah 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 blah, with iron braces. It's part of an example. 它是一个例子，一小部分，所以它就9成不是正解。Okay, so example, let's eliminate that. Let's look at number 5. So it says, in the 20th century, fine artists and applied artists. Well, we see fine and we see applied. It looks pretty good. 乍看之下，你可能会说哇，好棒！因为我们第一有 applied art， 对不对？我们第3有 fine art， 让我们这边感觉很像一个总结，有2个都有，很赞。Okay, but we have to be careful. It's talking about artists. 我们在意 artists 吗？好像我们在意的是 objects， 对不对？就上面写 objects， 不是 artists。我们不是那么在意人，我们在意物品。Okay, so I don't like that. And then I say because became more similar. More similar 就是相似，所以他们越来越相似。那题目是什么 ？Differences， 不相似，背道而驰，对不对 ？This is the opposite. Maybe it's the opposite. So, but let's check. It says basic difference. Again, difference. And 最下面 remains relatively constant. What is constant? 一致，没有改变。Okay, so there's no change. 题目写说 became 就代表有改变，对不对？但是他说没有改变 ，so this is wrong, right? All right, 只剩下一个，我们已经有2个，然后只剩下一个，搞定了吗？哎，不错啊，搞定了吗？狂摇头 ，no， 还是要看一下，对不对？Sometimes details are correct. 像我前面提到的，可能是你自己的误判，你把一个很大点看成一个小细节，有时候他们会把一个大点隐藏的非常好，让你会觉得这只不过是一个小细节，但是其实它是个很大点。Okay, and sometimes the detail is correct. 很少，但是有时候。All right, so we still have to check. So we look at the last one. It says, in all periods, fine artists. Now again, artists, tend to challenge the physical limitations of their materials. Okay, and we see in the paragraph, we'll be able to title, but it's basically the same. Okay, so it's main idea and we have it. Okay, so this is our answer. All right, so what do we remember? Main ideas. Usually not details. Also, both parts of the sentence must be correct. That's pretty much it. So this is 现在搞定了，对不对？很简单。Okay, anyway, that's reading. So, any questions about the reading, guys? I have some books. These are not my books. Have you guys ever seen this person's books before? This is This woman is called Susan. Yeah, Susan. Basically, in TOEFL, there are not many good books. Yeah, 基本上我认为考满分差不多是最好的资源。你不需要去买很多书，但是这个人写的书 应该是算是最好的，因为他是之前的托福命题师。Okay, so 他是真的很懂。Alright, so her books, 她有出3本，我就推写跟说。Okay, 因为她阅读跟听力，你练考满分就好了，因为真的没什么东西。Anyway, these are very good. These are very good. So I'm going to give one away like right now. So we'll see who can answer the question correctly. It's very, very easy. Very easy. 但是你不准看讲义，你想要靠即兴回答。Raise your hand when you have the answer, and I'll try to see who is first. Okay. So the question is, how many question types are in the reading? Yes. Question types. 题型. Yeah. 10. Awesome. Congratulations. Okay. Which one would you like? Speaking or writing? All right, guys. Let's continue. Okay, let's have a look at the speaking question. Speaking is kind of fun. Now you guys are going to have to speak in a minute. Isn't that cool? Awesome. Now, a major language learning principle. You only learn by speaking, doing. Now, this is very, very true in the speaking section. Yeah, very true. But it's not only the speaking section.Yeah, 如果你要把托福阅读练好，你还是要练托福阅读。OK， 如果你一直听 CNN， 帮助没有那么大。OK， 是要看托福。Alright, but for speaking, you gotta speak. Gotta speak. Now, can you improve your speaking by only thinking? 就像如果你搭捷运，对不对？我们住台北市，搭捷运在那边默念或是想。有这样的题目我会怎么答？就用想的，这有办法有进步吗？ Yeah, it can, but the effect is negligible. Negligible is just, 一点点。Okay, so yes, it's better than nothing. But if you really want to improve, you must speak.Yeah, 要发出声音。Yeah, because it's different. 光用思考是不一样的。Okay, so I know, like 我之前有时候阅读很常阅读中文，然后可能会看一些成语，有的成语看了 N 遍，阅读嘛。但是我第一次要讲，会打结，舌头会打结。Okay, so.You need to practice speaking, like you really have to speak. Now, so in this part of the lecture, expect to speak. Isn't that exciting? Now, a quick intro into TOEFL speaking. Right? So the TOEFL speaking is about 20 minutes. There are 6 questions. Each question is different. Okay, they're all different. Now, there's a maximum of 30 points. 我们现在在看的是第3页. Okay?So I'm going to go very, very fast with this section. 因为是太填鸭. Okay, so I'll go very fast, and then we'll get you guys to speak, and then we'll take a short break, then we'll come back and do some more speaking. All right. So there are things called rubrics, 评分表. Okay, and they look like this. 他们长得这样子. 基本上你可以上托福网站就 ETS 官网下载他们的评分表。你这个越懂。那你就越知道他们要什么。之前我在刚开始学雅思，要教雅思，我在看大陆的老师，他讲一个我觉得是名言，他就说 ETS 就是猴子，猴子要什么你就给什么。我说哇，太厉害了！基本上他们要什么你就给他们什么。It's pretty cool, right? 猴子要什么 ？ETS 就是猴子。你要香蕉吗 ？Okay, so whatever they want, you give that to them. The more you understand this, the more you can do that. 他们要3样事情，第一个是 delivery， 第二个是 languages， 第三个是 topic development. All right, so very quickly, delivery is pronunciation. Yeah, so it's delivery. Your pace, 语速。所以你们的发音语速 还有停顿。如果你就一直讲没有停顿，他们也听不懂。OK， 太快。如果你一直停顿，或是一直卡，那这个也叫人不好，对不对？如果你讲话很平 ，Well, I think that TOEFL is very interesting. Okay, they're probably going to fall asleep, right? So we need to vary, 加一些变化 with these things. All right, now the second thing they test is language use. Now, language use is just vocabulary and grammar. Now, vocabulary, 我先说一下 vocabulary. 这是口试，所以你要用话来表达自己。所以如果你用文章式的英文，这个绝对不加分。你可能觉得哇，我记得印象中很深刻，我国中老师说，如果你用这个单字，你会拿高分。我跟你说，你用这个单字在托福口说里，你可能会被扣分。因为第一，你的发音不一定100%正确；第二，可能用的不对劲，用的不好。OK， 基本上你要用越口语化越好。OK，so vocabulary is important， 但是他们最在意的是适合度。OK， 很像如果跟你闲聊，然后讲很正经的话，或是用很子曰学而时习之，不亦乐乎之类的奇怪的话，你可能说：“哎，你为什么跟我讲这个？你是神经病吗 ？”OK， 因为不对 ，Yeah， so it doesn't fit. All right, now topic development. This is the difficult part. Your answer needs to be well developed. 要很完整 ，OK, and it has to be coherent. Coherent is just understandable. Yeah. 所以你查字典就是连贯性。All right, so these are all important. Now, for the scoring, we'll just look at 满分，他们要什么？因为这个很重要。那他们第一个 ，Do you answer the question fully？ 如果他们的题目问你2个 What and Why， 但是你只有回答 What， 你没有回答 Why。所以满分4分，你可能会拿到2分，因为你没有完整的答题。Okay, so you must answer everything in the question. Next one is highly intelligible. Intelligible 就是 understandable， 很好懂。当然，这个在讲你的发音、你的用词、你的文法。Okay.So next one is sustained and coherent. Sustained means do you speak for the whole time? 所以如果你答题的时间是45秒 ，sustain 就是你要讲至少40秒。OK， 所以你有2-3秒的没有讲话没有关系，但是你超过5秒会开始被扣分。OK，you need to speak for most of the time. That's sustained.Coherent is 连贯性，连贯。Okay, now at most, minor lapses in completeness， 这有点难懂。就你最大的缺点，就可能是有一点点不完整。OK， 只有一点点才有办法拿到高分。OK， 如果你有半调子，这是台湾人还蛮爱用的半调子，就可能讲。稍微一句话，但是你没有解释，这是我说的半调子，这个会被扣分，因为他们是，你没有交代，你到底是什么意思？有人考过托福吗？没有。OK， 前面他们会说，他们会叫你念，what is it? The city I live in, something about the city I live in。然后每一个人都在测麦克风的时候，都会说。Talk about the city you live in. Talk about the city you live in. 然后每个人都在念同一句话。Talk about the city. Oh, describe the city you live in. Yeah, everybody says it. Anyway, so if I say the city I live in is great because it's so convenient. 这是半调子。Convenient 没有意思。我知道在台湾，我们说很方便， 我们都差不多知道是什么意思，但是我们在国外，你要解释是怎么样的方便，对你方便不一定对我方便。也像我岳母，她住山上，离她家里非常近，是一个那种传统式的市场。他要的东西都在那里啊，他觉得很开心很方便啊。但是如果我住那里，我会想死，因为很不方便，非常不方便。难道我就有一个菜市场，我可以过活吗？Terrible. Okay, so everybody has a different definition of what convenient is. All right, so question types. There are 6 question types. The first 2 are called independent, 独立型. Okay, now both of these we have 15 seconds to prepare. 只有15秒. Okay, it's not long. And you have to speak for 45. All right, so the first one is called free choice, just like up here. And you have to talk about one thing. 任你选. Okay, so this one we have talk about a time when a friend or a family member helped you in the past. Okay, any friend you choose. All right. Question 2 is called a paired choice. They have 2 choices. All right. 有2个题型。第一个是 some others. Okay, so we see some people blah 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 blah, others blah blah blah. What do you think? Okay, 所以基本上这个不算一个 free choice. You have to choose. Do you like tea or coffee? Tea or coffee? Tea. 他不能说白开水啊，啪，这样错。Okay, so you don't have a choice. You have to choose one of the others. Okay, the other type is do you agree or disagree? Now, 这个一定要记得，你只能 agree 或 disagree. 你不能说 I think they're both okay. 这样子你的分数肯定很低。Okay, you must agree or you must disagree. Okay, do you agree or disagree? Look at that, agree. Hey, 加分. Okay, so next we have integrated 整合. Okay, so reading and listening, like question 3 and 4, 有阅读还有听力. So question 5 and 6, 只要听一篇文章就可以了. So question 3 is basically a canvas 校园的对话. All right, so you have a short reading, which 差不多长得这样子. Okay, it's just like that. 他们会给你45到50秒的阅读时间. And you have a conversation. It's always a man and a woman. Yeah, always. Question 3通常是一个学生跟另外一个人，有时候是2个学生，有时候是学生跟老师。Okay, and you have to summarize everything. So the letter and their opinion. Okay. Now, question 4 is academic, 学术的. And we have a reading, which is very general, kind of like that. 其实长得差不多。但是你阅读时间只有45秒，而且这个阅读比较难。Okay, so question 3阅读你会觉得哇好简单哦，然后 question 4就是什么东西啊 ？Okay, 你的任务，你阅读第4题的时候是要找定义。Okay, that's all. You just have to find the definition. Then you listen to a lecture, 而且这个讲师都是男的，100%都是男的。然后他讲话，他的语速非常慢，真的很慢，所以你肯定听得懂。他的用词都很简单。Okay, this is question 4. 基本上他们给你的东西都是很简单，所以你常常会发现 question 4有点讲不完。Okay, so this is the difficulty. How do you say it all in 1 minute? Okay, so you need to practice a lot. Okay, question 5. We're back to the campus. And we have a conversation. There's always one problem and 2 solutions. Okay, so again, we have, usually it's 2 students. One of them has a problem. Yeah, and it could be about university or something else. My cat died. What should I do? Bury it? 把它埋起来吧。You know, like 把它烤来吃。I mean, like, yeah, probably not. Probably not. 有人吃过猫肉吗？ That's disgusting. Anyway, so your job here is to summarize the problem and, choose a solution. 如果你真的要考托福的话，第5题要记得，你不要 summarize 2个 solution， 你只要 summarize 1个。不管是哪一个题目，你要认真看这个题目要你讲什么，那就按照他要的去讲。我会这么说是因为几乎每一个托福老师会教错这个题目，因为他会叫你你一定要 summarize 2个 solution， 但是你这么做的话，你肯定会被扣分，因为你这样子你没有时间真正的答题。Okay, so 题目要你讲什么？他们要你选一个 solution， 然后讲它。OK， 但是如果你再讲2个 solution， 那你时间就被用掉，你没有时间答题。Okay, so always read the question yourself， 一定要自己动脑，不要太相信任何一个老师。OK， 你一定要自己想。这个是不是题目要的 ？Alright, this is difficult. Question 6. It's academic. 学术的。There's no reading. You listen to part of a lecture. 都是女的，每一次都是女的，而且她讲话有时候非常快。有时候她用词偏难。Question 4 is 学术的，但是用词简单，讲话慢。Question 6用词比较难。讲话比较快 Okay, so it's quite difficult. All you do is you summarize. Okay? Now, with all the speaking, you need to watch the timer. 也要习惯看时间 Okay, this is very, very important. 很多人会看时间的时候就会紧张，然后会很不想看，所以你要习惯这个感觉。因为你考试是一定要看时间，这样子你才有办法把那个时间拿捏的好。OK， 那这个要怎么做到呢？我都会叫我的学生把他们的笔记拿起来，拿在手上，这样子他们看他们的笔记跟时间那个距离比较短。若是放在桌子上，然后你看桌子，然后往上看，他们的时间是很小。在正中央，要非常小的字 ，OK， 所以除非你的视力好的不得了，那你会往这边看，然后上去看，找到了，再看，这个浪费时间。Yeah, so hold your notes high. All right, let's have one more question, then we'll take a break. Let's see, what question shall I ask? This is difficult, very difficult. How many questions in the speaking?Yeah, 6. Congratulations. Alright guys, let's take about a 5-minute break. 我们先休息5分钟 and then we'll come back and continue. Okay, thanks. Alright, so let's get into a few speaking tips. 我们现在可以翻到第7页 in our 讲义里 page number 7. We have a few tips here. Alright, number 1 of course is speak every day. 如果你没有每天说英文，你会开始生疏。This is definitely going to happen. Alright, every single day, 每一天，真的不骗你。Okay, try to practice question 1 and 2 every day. Now, this is, I said you will be speaking, so this is what I call a fluency 大招. Anyway, it's basically you think of a word or you choose a word. 基本上是随机选一个单词，像有翻开一个讲义或是课本，随便指看那个单词，然后开始说，你要讲话讲差不多1分钟，都是有关这个单词。Alright, so that's practice. 这个有几个重点，第一个是 don't prepare。为什么要做这种练习？因为你在练托福的时候，其实你准备的时间不多， 有时候你讲了，你已经做好笔记，你全部讲完了，你还剩15到20秒，突然就要立刻想出一些点子。Okay, so this practice is very good for making you think of ideas quickly. You're not allowed to stop speaking. You have to speak for 1 minute. Just keep speaking and not stop. Okay? 不能离题。Okay, so 如果单字是 private， 那你就不能开始讲天气或是吃的台湾很多好吃的。No. You have to keep on topic, right? And do as much practice as possible. This is a very good warm-up, like before you practice speaking. Just like flip open a book, point to a word, and start speaking. I'll do a demo just to show you what it's like. Okay, so somebody give me a word at random, and I'll speak for 1 minute. Okay, any word. It can be easy, difficult, whatever you think. Who's got a word? Yeah.
Dog.
Like dog? Oh, dog. Okay, dog, let's do it. So, I have a dog. Well, actually, I have 10 dogs. One's a Chihuahua. You know what a Chihuahua is? Like that tiny little ugly, really disgusting looking dog. But anyway, it's my favorite dog. I have all these other dogs, but my Chihuahua is really cool because it kind of always runs up and grabs onto my leg, and starts biting me. And I'm kind of I don't know. I enjoy being bitten by this stupid little dog, and anyway, the other dogs are not as much fun, but I do have a Dalmatian. You guys know what a Dalmatian is? Like 101 Dalmatians. Yeah, I have a Dalmatian as well. It's pretty damn big, and a Husky. The Huskies are a real pain in Taiwan, because when you have a Husky, you have to kind of make the temperature just right for the Husky, otherwise it gets too hot. Done. 全部都是假的，这种人摆得这么烂。Anyway, 重点不是品质，重点是流利度。Okay, so when we practice this, we're just trying to speak and not stop. Okay, I've never spoken about dogs before. God. Now, I'll do it again, but this time I'll use a different type of thing. Okay, so I'll do dog once more. Let's pretend you just said dog. When I was a kid, I had this dog called Dobie. Dobie was a Doberman, like it's kind of a big dog, and I used to, have big floppy ears and this kind of big mouth. It's very, very cute. And I was like 3 years old, like I was really, really small. And so I used to jump up on its back and ride it like a horse, and it was really, really cool. I'd kind of be out there in my yard. I lived in this huge yard, like it was about 1 acre, 一亩田, like it was like 1 acre. And I'd be running down, and I'd call to my dog, "Hey, Dobie, Dobie!" And Dobie would like race after me and, jump on my back, and I'd like get smashed down into the ground. He'd lick my face and kind of everything like that. It was really, really good. It's my favorite dog. It was a very good childhood memory. Okay. Now, we noticed 2 very different styles of answers. Okay, so one was, this was a real experience. Okay, the first one was just nonsense, where I was kind of like listing or something like that. You can talk about anything at all, as long as it's about the topic. Alright, so let's try it. Oh my God, you saw it! Very quickly, with your partner, decide who's going first. Your job is to talk about that word for 1 minute. So who's person A? Hands up. Who's person A? Yep. 1 minute about cell phone. Okay, person A. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So this is like a 独白. It's not 不是对话. Okay, so it's just one person speaks. One person speaks. Most of you guys did very, very well. See, it's not that difficult, is it? Okay, you just have to do it. Right, let's have person B. Person B. So your word is lunch. 3, 2, 1, go.
In lunch area because I have a lot of class. For example, one because I eat lunch in this lunch box. Go to
Is it your turn? Oh, yeah, okay. Sure. Was it hard?
Okay.
All right, guys. So that's an exercise. Yeah, one word for 1 minute. Practice it as often as possible. It's very, very good for your fluency. Yep. Okay, let's go back to page number 4. Right, page 4. Now, this is a feeling that many students have. You often think that your answers are great, but your score is not great. Yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, 其实我很多学生他们去考，让他们出来说，诶，你考得怎么样？哇，很厉害，非常好，口说一流。让他们考出来的分数很烂，他们说很惊讶，怎么会这么低啊？ Okay, this happens quite a lot. 台湾平均 is 总分80. Okay, and kind of for speaking is about 20. Okay, so it's not very high. So why do Taiwanese get such low scores? What do you think? Is it your fault? 你们生下来是没有这个语言天分吗？是这样子吗？ No, of course not. Of course not. 这是官方指南。你看这个左上角 ETS， 你知道他们是谁吗？对不对？他们就是写这个托福考试，他们是非常好的人。Yeah, they're really, really good people. Anyway, they have these questions, question 1 and 2. These are our independent questions. 独立题，其实他们看起来非常简单。But they're not. They're actually very difficult. Okay, so I put a really cool phrase up here. Independent questions are not to be taken lightly. 就是不容小觑. So they're quite hard. Right. Now, we have a few, there are 2 types of questions. There's question 1 and 2. Question 1, there are 3 types. We don't have time to go into it in detail. I have on page number 4, we have the different types. Okay, so we have the traditional one, which is a what and why. And remember, you must answer all of the question. Okay, so if it says what, you have to say what. If it says why, you must say why. Now, we also have a 1 from 3, 三选一. Okay, so it says which one. 这个要记得的地方就是你只要讲一个，你不要讲3个。Okay, so question 1, only talk about 1. 这不是一个比较题。Okay, so it's not compare, it's just choose 1 and talk about it. The final type of question 1 is advantages and disadvantages. This is quite difficult. Okay, so we see a question here, it says blah blah blah. Do you think it's a good idea? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, 所以你一定要讲到好处跟坏处。Okay, 基本上不管题目问你什么，你一定要全部答。Okay, you need to answer all of it to get a good score. Now, question 2, we have 2 types. First one is agree or disagree. Okay, so do you agree or disagree? Then blah, 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 blah. Alright? Second type is some others. We talked about that before. So some people believe A, others believe B. What do you believe? And then you have to say what you believe. Alright? So, now, these questions might look easy. They really do. 如果你没有真的练过，你会觉得很简单嘛。你看 like describe your, something good about your city. 好简单哦。但是你真的要讲，就觉得就那样吗？讲不出来耶。Yeah, it's very hard to answer. They look easy, but they're actually quite hard. Okay? So let's move on to page 5. I have a few tips for independent questions. Alright? So these can help you out a bit. Now let's have a look at a 坊间的 example. Right? I took this from a famous book from China actually. It's kind of a good book, but there are some problems with it. This is from a question. Let's have a look at the question. So it says, what could people do to reduce air pollution? So what could people do to reduce air pollution? 还蛮难的齁。Just think about it. What could people do to reduce air pollution? Anyway, let's have a look at the example. How many mistakes are there? So look at the sentence and try to find all the mistakes. Got 20 seconds. Okay, how many mistakes did you find? Yeah, there are actually 3 mistakes. Isn't that amazing? 3 mistakes in one sentence. Remember, sometimes you think your answers are very good, but because you're using something which is not good, like the teaching materials are bad, it can give you a bad score. Okay? There are 3 mistakes in one sentence. To me, this is incredible. Now, tip number 1. Personally speaking, is this okay here? What could people do? Personally speaking, no, that's right. Personally speaking is too complex. 基本上 personally speaking 这感觉好像很简单，随便讲就可以讲。其实不行，老外不会这样子用。OK， 但是正确的用法很复杂。我们没有时间讲，但是我可以跟你说，你千万 question 1不要讲 personally speaking， question 2是 OK 的 ，yeah。所以如果你是在答 question 2，一定可以用 personally speaking，but question 1 is no good， because 不要冒这个险 ，OK。So 基本上有时候 question 1是 OK 的，但是你并不知道，而且你不要浪费时间想。那我这个题目我可以讲 personally speaking 吗？浪费时间就不要讲就可以了。Okay? So let's get rid of that. Now what else do we have? We look at the question. Also don't say in my view or in my opinion. 这两个都有一模一样的问题。Okay? So if I say, what's the best type of car? And you say, in my view, Mercedes-Benz. I mean, this is good. But if I say, what should people do? In my view, 其实那个文法有点复杂. Okay, so it's easy to make mistakes. Right, so don't see these in question 1. Question 2, it's very easy to use. So good for question 2, not for question 1. Okay, now tip number 2. We have what could people, and here we have I will. Is this the same? No, it's totally different. Could is like what? 有点像假设吗? Could, will, or 一定会. Okay, let's make it could. So we need to pay attention to tenses, 时态. Okay, so tenses are very important. 就像如果题目出现 would, what would you do? 那你的答案一定要用 would. Yeah, I would. Tip number 3. What could people do? People, I. 虽然你是个人，但是他问的是 people， 一般的人，不是你个人。Okay, so we don't want to say I, we want to say people. Alright, 所以我们要抓对象。Okay, so make sure that who is the same as the question. Right, very important. Okay, so let's jump over to page 6. What's hard about question 1 and 2? There are like over 600 questions. ETS 的题库有至少600多题。Okay, it's many questions. 很多台湾人觉得，如果他们没有练过一个题目，他们就不知道要讲什么。也就是看到题目是打不出来。Okay, 那我们要怎么办呢？ Well, there's a thing that I call lexical line, 神思路。So let's have a look at what it means. We have AYXFX. Now the A is answer. So 这个写下来。So we have page 6 right at the top. A for answer. 基本上英文是个开门见山的语言，现在直接回答，你不要卖关子，你不要想说什么因为所以不行，直接讲啪 answer. Okay? Y of course is why. Okay, give a reason. Okay, why? Give a reason. X, we have example. Alright. F is feeling. So feel, how do you feel? 基本上老外很爱讲我们的感受。Okay, well, I felt really excited. It was great. It was exciting. It was so much fun. We like talking about these things. So for question 1 and 2, feeling is very useful. Okay, and the final one is experience. When I was 7 years old, blah, 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 blah. Yep, last week, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so experience. These are all things that 一般来说老外我们在阐述的时候我们会用到这些不同的方面。Okay, so these are all things you can practice talking about. Alright, now, these two, A and Y, 不可以乱序。Okay, 这个顺序是固定的。So you need to say, first give the answer, then give a reason. Okay? 我知道中文很常说因为所以基本上托福不要用这个顺序 Okay? 直接说 the reason, I mean the answer. Yeah, so what did you do when you were a child? Oh, I watched TV because it was fun. You know, like, don't say, well, because it was so much fun, you know, and I got to sit with my sister and brother, and we ate dinner together, and blah, 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 blah. So, I watched TV. No. 这会被扣分. Okay, so answer first. Now, these three 可以乱序. Okay, you can change the order. It doesn't matter about the order. And you don't have to talk about 5 things. Okay, so we have like what I call the minimum lexical line. So we could have just the answer plus a reason. Like sometimes this is enough. Okay, and sometimes we need to talk about all the different things, and sometimes just 2 or 3 or 4 different things. Okay, so these are all things you can talk about. You don't have to talk about the later ones. You only have to talk about the answer and give a reason. So I have an example in our 讲义. I also have on page number 7, 右下角, how to practice speaking questions. Okay? Again, we're running out of time, so you can read that when we go home. Alright, let's have one more question. Again, I have a book. In the lexical line, 神思路, what does A stand for? Yeah. Answer. Wow, congratulations. Okay, so let's have a look at the listening section very, very briefly. So we're on page number 8. There are like 3 sections in listening. Well, anyway, so the 30 points, there are 2 to 3 sets, 2到3套，要看有没有加试，有加试的话就3套。So each set has 3 listening passages with 17 questions. Alright? And it's about 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to answer 17 questions. which means you have 35 seconds per question. All right? So we have conversations with 5 questions. It's always a student and some older person. Okay, the older person could be a professor, could be somebody in the library, could be anybody like that. Okay? And we also have lectures with 6 questions, and these are academic in nature. All right? Okay, there are different question styles. So we'll see one type like this, and the answer is like a 椭圆形, that kind of thing. You click it, 会黑掉. Okay, that's one question, one answer. Yeah, 这是单选题. Okay, and we also have 复选题. Okay, and it's a square. So if you see it's a square, you know 复选. Okay, and you click it, it will be an X. There are also table questions. You click it, there will be a check. If you practice a few times, you'll see it. And there are replay questions where you listen to part of the question per lecture, and they say, why does the professor say this? All right? 基本上这种题目的话，你在听他们的口气，你在想他为什么会说这种话 ？Okay， 不是表面上的意思。Yes, it's that kind of thing. Okay, now when we're listening, 你要做笔记。This is very important for the TOEFL. So you're listening for content. Yeah, 他们在讲什么？他们的内容是什么？ And we're listening to attitude. Okay, attitude is very important on the TOEFL. 尤其是 surprise. Yeah, sometimes they say, wait, what? 这一定会考。Okay, 如果他们结巴，这个会考。Yeah, 他们笑，这个会考。Yeah, 你会觉得他为什么这样子讲话？就是不，这个会考。因为他们在跟你说，哎，考点来了哦，这就是考点。Okay, so you're listening to more than just content. And we also have transition words, all right? You know, so like actually. What does actually mean? In fact, are these the same or different? Actually, in fact. They're the same. If I say, I like chicken. In fact, I eat it every day. What's in fact? 而且. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so in fact it's like, and it's the same direction. 这个方向是没有转. Yeah, 完全没有转. Okay, so it's the same direction. Now, it supports. I eat chicken every day. You must love it. Actually, I hate it. Is this the same direction? No, 这个有转，对不对? Okay, so actually can be the opposite. All right. What if I say here, you know, I was so hungry, 我超饿，那一定吃很多吧? Actually, I only ate a little. Okay, so it's not, 它没有到相反, but it's different. Okay, so that's the function of actually. 这一定要懂，因为托福很爱考 actually. All right. We also have words like interesting or fascinating, you know, important, significant, crucial. 基本上教授他跟你说 now this was significant, 他也是跟你说这是考点。If he says, and I think this was interesting, 教授觉得是 interesting, 考点。Okay, they're telling you what is important, right? They might say the thing is, 重点是 or 问题是. Okay, so it's just that, again, these are all talking about problems. You know, the problem is, the thing is, the catch is. These are all in here. Okay? First, you know, pause. 他们很爱这个，他们会停顿。Now, 新的点来了. You know, like, these kind of things, we're listening to more than just content. Now, questions. The professor asks a question, or a student asks a question. 这个很重要. Okay? Now, what about apparently? 这是几乎每个人会错的一个单字 apparently. 因为你查那个烂死的英汉字典，然后大部分的英汉字典会翻译错这个单字，都是翻译错。他们会写显然的，对不对？真的是显然的吗？ No. Okay, let's have a look at an example. Apparently, he's gay. Yeah, like let's say I see somebody and say, oh, apparently he's gay. 这是显然的吗? No. It does not mean it's obvious he's gay. It means I've heard. 听说. Okay, that's kind of what it means. I've heard. Alright, so it's not 明显的 apparently. Yeah, 这有点像我们在讲八卦的时候，然后你们是学生，如果你一个教授在乱骂一个学生，然后你不知道他乱骂的内容，然后你跟你的朋友说发生什么事，他说哇，听说他怎样怎样。英文我们会说 apparently， apparently， 对，他作弊之类的。You know, so it's I've heard， 听说，据说，有人说。Yeah, this kind of thing. That's like apparently. It's not 明显. Okay, it doesn't mean that. That's a bad translation. Now, 我会这么强调这个单字，因为大部分的托福考试会出现一次 apparently. 然后你会听到教授说 apparently， 然后说哇，明显的。然后他们一个错误选项就是明显的。Okay, so it doesn't mean that. Right? Now, what's the most important skill for speaking, for listening? Note taking. Right? You need to practice note taking a lot. 要培养一个一心二用的，所以边听边写。It's very difficult for most people. Right? So you need to practice it. 所以基本上你要用大部分的脑力去听，一点点脑力去写。All right? I know for most people when you first do it, Chinese is fine, but in English, you hear it, you're listening. You write, you stop listening. And then you stop writing, you listen again. Okay? You have to 克服 this kind of thing. This is no good. Alright? Practice a few minutes every day, with TOEFL. TOEFL is best. Alright, let's have a look at writing. So I have tons and tons of stuff here, but we don't have much time to talk about it, which is fine. Everything we need to know is down here. So let's talk about what is in the handout. Okay? For the writing section, we have 总共, there's about 55 minutes. All right? And there are two questions. One is integrated, 整合, and one is independent, just like the speaking. All right? They're both 0 to 5 points each for a maximum of 30 points. Same thing. There are rubrics, same. Okay? 评分表. And these are also downloadable. It's good to understand what they mean, what they're talking about. Alright, we don't need to talk about these things. Now, I have an example question here. Think here, this is from TPO 20. 基本上你上考满分，你就可以看到 TPO 20. 然后这边 page 11是我的答案。Okay, so we have note taking. Now, when you take notes, 我建议你的纸你会画线。Okay, in the middle, so you can have the reading and the listening. Okay, because你要整合. So basically there are always 4 points. Okay, so you have the main idea and you have these 3 supporting points. Alright? Now in here on page 11 I have my notes for this TPO. You can compare it with the actual one. And I also have an example there. Now on page 10, 回到第10页, okay, we have the structure, the basic structure. We have we introduce the topic. 基本上那个是2句话, okay? So if you write 2 sentences, that's a good amount. Alright, so we have understand the rubrics, yeah? Understand the rubrics, study model essays. Now 我常会提到抄写, okay? 如果你有很好的文章, 那你可以抄, okay? 抄不是没有用脑的, 抄写是要去思考你在写的东西 ，OK， 让你抄越多遍，你要越动脑，然后你要开始替换 ，OK， 所以你有他们的句子，然后用你自己的单字在里面，你要保留他们的文法 ，OK，so you have the good sentences， 好的句型，然后保留文法，然后换 替换单字 ，OK and think。抄写 is a very good way to practice. Okay, so try to practice with this method. All right. Now, if you're going to 抄写一定要用母语人士写的文章。Okay, this is very important because the 逻辑 is correct. Okay, just like if my Chinese is okay, but if I wrote something like I have kids, I would not tell my kids to 抄写 my Chinese. Okay, because they could 抄写 a native speaker's Chinese. Now, because the native speaker has better, you guys have much better than Chinese than me. Now, my Chinese is okay, and I can read and write, but it's not as good as yours. And it will never be as good as yours because my logic is English. Your logic is Chinese. Okay, so you want to study native speakers. Okay, like copy their essays. All right? So, what do we have? Pretty much you can read this stuff when you go home. Okay, because we're pretty much running out of time. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much. All right, we have one more question, one more giveaway. Okay, you ready? What does apparently? Yeah. Wow, that's pretty good. Apparently, congratulations. All right, guys, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, come and ask. Good luck with your TOEFL. Good luck with your preparation. Remember, there's no 速成，是真的要下功夫的。Okay, and try to make it enjoyable. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Have fun. See you.